Chapter 71. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Guardians of the Multiverse vs. Infinite Ultron, Part 1. The scene changes, and with the help of Strange, the Observer builds a secret base between the Singularity and the Multiverse. Then the Observer went to the Multiverse and began to look for the Guardians of the Multiverse to fight against Ultron. Zhang Chulan, we still have to rely on Strange. Observer Iron FW Fujimaru Ritsuka building a bar in the cracks of the multiverse, isn't that too ridiculous? But Strange is really awesome. Sora/White, is the Observer going to the multiverse to build a galactic battleship? I'm curious about how strong the Guardians he chooses are. Yagami Taichi, The chosen people will definitely work together to defeat Ultron. The Observers traveled to countless universes and selected Guardians who embarrassed and even shocked countless people in the Marvel world. Female Captain America, Carter. Black Panther Star-Lord. Kill Dad Gamera. Playboy Thor, Steve Rogers, Carter. In another universe, did Carter become Captain America? Tony Stark, female Captain America, too amazing, right? How about changing it to Captain Marvel? Yondu, fuck. How did my eldest son become like this? But I can still see the adventurous spirit in his bones. Star-Lord, Peter, It seems that he is my good brother. The other me looks pretty good. Thanos, Gamora, inherited everything from me. I am very relieved. Loki, puhahahahaha. A strange Thor appears. I am not surprised by any kind of Thor. This is the first time I see a Thor who likes to party. Ha ha ha. Frigga, Thor. It seems that you need your father to discipline you strictly. As the heir to the God King of Asgard, you should not be like this. Thor, Avengers 4, thanks for the generous gift. I just like to drink, I'm definitely not the kind of person who likes to party. If I see this me, I will definitely beat him up like I beat the Rookie Supreme 69. The Observer brought them together to this bar in the gap between the universe. Here, Strange has been waiting for a long time. Facing the puzzled superheroes, the Observer explained in detail the ins and outs and the strongest enemy Ultron. That he also said that if Ultron is not defeated, the entire multiverse will fall into Ultron's hands. Seal, is Strange pretending to be an expert without saying a word? Faloo, Strange is an expert. To be honest, I like people like Strange who can save the multiverse, better than those who destroy the universe with just one word. Young man, who are you hinting at? Thanos, the universe needs to be corrected, but not just destroyed. Why can't anyone in the multiverse fight Ultron? Isn't there someone like me who has collected 6 Infinity Stones? Faced with the Observer's words, Thor expressed disbelief and directly pushed open the door of the bar. Outside the door was a cosmic passage. Thor was almost swept in and lost in the unknown universe. At the critical moment, Thor pulled the door back for himself, leaning against it and gasping for breath. Miss Okita won a great victory, ha ha ha. I am dying of laughter, what kind of comedian is Thor? Oda Nobunaga, aren't you also a comedian, executioner? Loki, my brother, compared to the god of thunder, the name of the god of comedy is more suitable for you, after all, you are a real clown, ha ha ha. Gao Tianzuan, I will prove it, Thor has always been our comedian. Yakata Biji, ha ha ha. Sugoi. Thor is really an interesting soul. Rune King, this is definitely not me, Thor, I am Thor, the god of thunder, for the glory of the north. The Observers gave them a code name, Guardians of the Multiverse, and took on the responsibility of maintaining the safety of the multiverse. The Observer then explained why Ultron could wreak havoc in the multiverse and no one could defeat him. Because although the power of a single Infinity Stone is strong, it still has its shortcomings. The 6 Infinity Stones together symbolize omniscience and omnipotence, and the ability to do anything. At this time in the multiverse, no one in any universe has collected the 6 Infinity Stones. Therefore, Ultron, who possesses 6 Infinity Stones, is invincible in any universe. Dr. Roman, is he truly omnipotent? After all, he is a cosmic being. The origin vortex cannot exceed the magnitude of 6 infinity stones, right? His omnipotence is a paradox. Perhaps the 6 infinity stones represent the authority to control the universe, that is, administrator authority. Gabriel, no wonder Ultron can create anything with a thought. It turns out that his status in the universe is God. Darkseid, omniscient and omnipotent authority. This is much better than the anti-life equation. Fujiwara Yuri, the universe does not need infinity stones, they will only cause chaos and disasters. After the explanation, the Guardians began to make plans. Star-Lord is responsible for stealing the Soul Stone, while Gamora uses her universe's specialty gem crusher to destroy the Soul Stone. The others were responsible for feinting and delaying Ultron, creating opportunities for Star-Lord. The plan was set to end, and the observers took them to a planet in a certain universe, waiting for Ultron's arrival. Kirase Marissa, wow. I really want to see what kind of skills can steal the Infinity Stones from Ultron. Tosaka, Rin, wait. If I heard correctly. Gem Crusher. Let's not talk about whether the Infinity Stones can be destroyed, it's too cruel to crush such a perfect gem. Scarlet Witch Wanda, the Infinity Stones are not indestructible. I once destroyed one. Lucius Malfoy destroyed it with your own hands. Powerful witch, I salute you. In his spare time, Strange made a seal, and countless golden charms floated in the air, then merged into the bodies of the Guardians to form a protective shield. The wait for Ultron was boring and tedious, so Thor decided to have a party. Strange obediently conjured up a few glasses of wine, and the group of people sat around the fire drinking and chatting happily. Suddenly, the strangeness of forming a team gradually faded. Thor got drunk and raised his hammer, and a bolt of lightning pierced through the heaven and earth. To read exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. I never expected it. It was this thunder that caused a huge Ultron head to appear in the sky. Ultron found them. Alienated Shir-chan, why do I feel that Thor and Luo have such similar personalities? Matu Shinji, I like Thor here, let's have a party together. Sakamaki Azaoi, extreme hedonism. That's really good. Tony Stark, Thor will be wild. I suddenly have a bad feeling. Sakata Jintoki, I really like what Thor said, Brazilian chicks. Exiled god Loki, he is more likely to cause trouble than to accomplish anything. He does things without any brains. He is the brother in my memory. Kratos, if all the Norse gods are so brainless, I can kill the Norse gods at will. Strange frowned, and the golden spell was combined with the light, forming a set of golden battle suits on the Guardians. With a loud bang, a purple halo spread across the sky, and Ultron slowly emerged from the halo. I didn't expect there is life in this universe. The Watcher opened the portal, Gamora and Black Panther jumped in, waiting for the Soul Stone to be delivered. Strange and his group began to fight seriously. Seiya, one set of gold armor for each person. Is Strange's magic defense effective? Keisha, there is life in this universe. Did he kill all the life in this universe? This crime is unforgivable. Tsugakuni Yuichi, he really treats life as life. Gaia, Earth of Steel, bacteria. Humans are bacteria and diseases to the planet. Thor looked at Ultron slowly descending and walked forward excitedly. The Kings, I know how to fix this guy. Thor. Plan. Carter quickly dissuaded. However, Thor was already in a state of panic. He raised his hammer and lightning began to flow from it. Viva Las Vegas. Crackling. An extremely thick bolt of lightning struck Ultron directly. However, Ultron simply stretched out his hand and easily caught all the lightning, looking at Thor with a puzzled look and tilting his head. What? Thor looked at him in disbelief at the zero damage he dealt and exclaimed in doubt. Gao Tianzuan, again, Thor is the electric spark. God. Zeus, the captain of the Olympus Mecha fleet, in mythology, Thor is comparable to me, but the lightning that tears the stars is as powerless as ordinary lightning in his hands. Odin, Thor. What is Las Vegas? Have you fallen into the Prince of Las Vegas? Hubie, this wave did 0 damage, by Xiaofei, is he the funny guy that the monkey asked to drive? The 3 infinity stones on Ultron's chest lit up, and then the mountain where Thor and others were standing collapsed into pieces. In an instant. The Guardians were completely buried by a mountain. Chapter 72. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The zombie universe is coming. Zombie Wanda's confusion. Looking at the silent ruins, Ultron said disdainfully, That's all. As he said this, he was about to leave this universe through the halo. Spring spirit, that's all. I remember saying this in some world line, and then I was beaten up. Vader, the inflated power made Ultron make the same mistake as Thanos, arrogance. Frisia, arrogance. This is the capital of arrogance. Can you still be called a strong man without arrogance? Mash Kirilite, I just hope Mr. Strange's shield can withstand Ultron's attack power. Bang. Suddenly, there was a loud noise from the ruins, and the Guardians shook off the rubble and stood up, their golden robes shining brightly. Strange Patronus charm worked. Carter looked at the talisman on his body in surprise and exclaimed, Oh my God. There is not even a scratch. Your shield is really powerful. Strange ignored Carter's compliments and warned, Focus on the battle, this shield won't last long. Jibril, based on the energy intensity, the defense of this shield is comparable to the 4th divine protection of the ancient times. The power of the bugs is actually, so unwilling. Hasho Aimu, what does gold represent? Gold represents invincibility. Ancient One, although the gold list is not placed at the end, I think Strange has already devoured the dimensional demon. His strength can completely withstand the attack of the Infinity Stones. 0, but Strange also said that his shield can't last long, so we still have to fight quickly. Sorcerer Supreme Stark, oh. Just listen to his words, don't take it seriously. Do you really think that Strange's magic shield, who has learned the Darkhold, is fragile? Thor, prompted by Strange, threw Thor's hammer at Ultron. A magic circle appeared in Strange's hands and began to operate. A huge magic circle appeared in front of Thor's hammer. Thor's hammer passed through the magic circle and split into hundreds. The hammers in the sky flew around Ultron and attacked him, making Ultron scramble to deal with it. One ye, 100 flowers in a mess. No, they are all entities. Is this really a complete copy? Elquip, a fantasy materialization effect created by a little trick. Strange is amazing. Odin, I can feel that, except that I have not cast magic on them, the essence of these Myanimirs is almost the same. Yen Qing, controlling hundreds of artifacts at the same time to carry out such a complicated fight. Strange's operation is really amazing even though he has never learned swordsmanship. Mordred, is this the top mage assistance? If Strange is the main defender of the Holy Grail War, I will kill people indiscriminately. Black Saber, you think too much, Strange can kill people indiscriminately without you. Carter hugged Star-Lord and flew towards Ultron, looking for an opportunity. Finally, Ultron, who was constantly hit by Thor's hammer, found a flaw, and Strange enchanted Carter's vibranium shield with a magic shield. Bang! Carter leaped up and slammed his shield into Ultron. The enchanted magic shield exploded and the violent impact completely unbalanced Odin. Star-Lord seized the opportunity and hugged Ultron, but Ultron, who had reacted, grabbed his arm and threw him out. Kirisei Marissa, oh. Is the gem thief going to make a move? Mr. E, important things like the Infinity Gems must be welded by Ultron, right? They can never be easily stolen by a mortal on Earth. Mash Kirilite, it's a new shield attack method. Through enchanted blasting, what a genius idea. Wonder Woman, it looks familiar, but strange. Ezreal, he just hugged me, even the Cloud Reacher can't steal anything. Tony Stark, you can always trust Strange. After Strange saw Star-Lord escape, he made a hand seal and hundreds of Thor's hammers gathered together like a magnet, all attached to Ultron to form a hammer ball. Thor raised Thor's hammer, and a thunder that shook the world fell from the sky. It hit Ultron fiercely. Uzumaki Nagato Chibaku Tensei. Young man, its hammer burst Tensei. Medusa, although it's not very useful, it's enough for feints and delays. Superman, Thor's role in the whole process is not as great as Thor's hammer. It's a bit strange for Thor. Is he too dependent on Thor's hammer? Hela, well. I have the same doubt. Is he the god of hammers? The scene comes to Star-Lord's perspective. Star-Lord, who was thrown out, falls heavily to the ground, but is protected by the Patronus charm and is unharmed. He spread out his hand, and the orange soul gem was placed in his palm. Felt, He stole it. How did he steal it? His hand clearly didn't touch the gem. Kirase Marissa, he just touched Ultron. What kind of magical skill is this? Tony Stark, so stealing one is enough. Sato Shinwa, point and steal. Too powerful. Much better than me, a thief who steals panties. Shinomiya Kagaya, the people upstairs are so evil, so embarrassing. The scene returns to Strange's perspective again. Realizing that Star-Lord had succeeded, Strange planned to cover everyone's retreat. He waved his cloak, and a three-headed red flame dragon appeared behind him, expanding rapidly. It became as tall as a mountain. The three-headed dragons kept burning Ultron with their dragon breath. Ultron wanted to kill them with one full-strength attack, but found that an infinity stone was missing from his chest. You stole my infinity stones. Ultron's originally meaningless voice suddenly turned cold, filled with anger, and the power gem impacted and annihilated the three-headed dragon. Dr. Sarazawa, it's the red flame dragon. So it has 3 heads. It looks so much like King Ghidorah. Cosmo, cool. Draco Malfoy, so cool. A magician who controls a dragon. I want to be such a magician when I grow up. Lucius Malfoy, I'll slap you twice. To read exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Jeanne d'Arc, Farna. Never mind, this three-headed dragon is indeed stronger than Farna. Strange is really a top caster. Aha, The gem was stolen. Ultron's defense was broken. Great. It is discovered that Ultron has noticed that the Infinity Stones have been stolen, and the Observer has also opened the portal. It is time to retreat. Strange smiled evilly and drew a circle with his finger. A huge portal suddenly appeared in the sky above Ultron's head, filled with an ominous and strange green color. Then countless rotten and twisted figures fell out of the portal with their fangs and claws bared. The first to be hit are the zombie Captain America, the zombie Hawkeye, and the zombie Falcon. Countless super zombies turned into a sea of corpses and buried Ultron. Alice, this is Resident Evil. Is the universe I live in also part of the multiverse? Alex Mercer, an unknown virus-infected body, not black light. Steve Rogers, this is me. I became a zombie. What happened in that universe? Deadpool, oh. It's the zombie universe. The poor superheroes have all turned into zombies. What? And me? The Marvel world is shocked. Countless citizens at the bottom began to panic. Even superheroes have turned into zombies, so doesn't that mean the whole Earth is already a Resident Evil? And Tony Stark is also thinking about what kind of zombie virus can turn some of the invincible and powerful Avengers into zombies. Strange and others also took the opportunity to enter the portal and leave this universe. In the mountain of zombies, a golden light overflowed, followed by a violent explosion that destroyed all the zombies. Ultron was half kneeling on the ground, angry and a little surprised at the same time, when suddenly a red light entered his field of vision. He looked up and saw the zombie Scarlet Witch floating in the air with chaos magic all over her body. Shazam, ah! All cleared at once. Why can't the virus that can infect so many superheroes fight Ultron? Walter, these zombies can only be used to delay. After all, Ultron's body is made of vibranium, there is no DNA. Alicia, are you looking for the Hershers of corrosion? Agatha, what? How did the holder of chaos magic get infected? Ancient One, even if I can see through time, I can't imagine what virus can invade a chaos magician. What? Ultron was just surprised when he was hit by a dazzling red light beam directly on his chest. He was almost knocked to the ground. Suddenly, the magic stopped. Zombie Wanda stared blankly at the face under the mask of Ultron's battle suit, and subconsciously stopped the desire to attack. Ultron seized this opportunity, and a strong red light spread across the planet, turning the entire planet into dust. Alice, stop. Zombies are still conscious. Angel, those with consciousness are not called zombies. Wanda and Vision, maybe it's because of Vision. Ultron's body is Vision's. QB, the power of human emotions can even awaken the humanity of zombies who have lost their self-awareness. The power of human emotions has once again refreshed my cognition. Marvel World, Wanda and Vision. Wanda looked at the zombie Wanda in the golden list screen sadly and murmured, I can't feel him anymore. Are you the same? That I have something to do tonight, so I can only squeeze out one chapter. Sorry. I will make it up tomorrow. Flowers please. Chapter 74. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Black Strange creates a pocket universe new list that the 6 Infinity Stones on Ultron's body began to flash continuously. The rules of the entire universe are intertwined, and the white light and rules keep impacting the Guardians. Facing the full power of the Infinity Stones, Strange could only hold up his shield and struggle. Frisia, you and the strong are enemies, and the strong are enemies of you. Now Ultron is serious, and you ants must die. Ainzul, such a large-scale AoE skill is a bit unsolvable, and it lasts for such a long time. Qian Shulian, oh no. Mr. Strange's Patronus is about to break. It looks like he can't hold on. Zhuyu, being able to play against the Almighty to this extent, Strange is already a peak individual as a human being. Gu Mingdi Lian, come on. Big brother who plays magic. On the other side, Carter and Black Widow found a way to win. In order to find a way to deal with Ultron, Black Widow came to the Hydra ruins under the guidance of the Observer. There Black Widow found the source of all viruses, Dr. Zora, who turned into a data life form. As long as the arrow with Dr. Zola is shot into Ultron's body, Dr. Zola can seize control of Ultron in the data field. This way, defeating Ultron will be easy. 2b, I can't understand why great humans want to turn their weapons and bodies into data. Aki Tomoya living in a virtual world, isn't that the second dimension? Plague Doctor, the source of all viruses 08. Alert, Cyborg, can Dr. Zola defeat Ultron in the data field? After all, Ultron's essence is derived from the Mind Stone. HK416, humans can choose to become mechanized data life, so can we also become real humans? Bruce Wayne, implanting a Trojan horse is really a wise choice. After all, no matter how special a program is, it can never defeat a virus. After Carter and Black Widow made a plan, they began to act. Black Widow accelerated her motorcycle to the fastest speed, then jumped into the air and shot an arrow at Ultron. Carter leaped onto Ultron in a blind spot and used all his strength to pry his head apart. One arrow. This arrow shot directly into Ultron's eyes, and the green data stream lingered on Ultron. Gu Qinghan, the wind is strong and the hornbow rings, the string is released and the birds and beasts scatter. Huang Zhong, although I am old, my arrows are still sharp. Ishida Yuryu, what a precise arrow, predicting all possible situations. Red A shot well. For a body made of vibranium, the eyes can be said to be the most vulnerable part. At this moment, Ultron no longer has the intention to kill the Guardians because Dr. Zora is here. Zora's goal is simple. Once upon a time, the Infinity Stones ended the rule of Hydra, and now Zora wants to end Ultron. The green virus began to invade Ultron's data as if it were in a no-man's land. Ultron was powerless to fight back. In the outside world, Ultron's body shook, then it stalled and fell to the ground. Enterprise, is Ultron's mind matrix so fragile? Velvet, Dr. Zora is a ruthless man who can eat Ultron, but can villains really fight villains? Bronya, the Mind Stone only defends against attacks on the mental level, and is completely unable to resist physical hacking. In the Marvel world, Nick Fury's face was gloomy. He never thought that one day he would find Dr. Zora, one of the remnants of Hydra, as one of his trusted agents, and let him fight against the cosmic villains one by one with Zero. Everyone was cheering, the multiverse was saved with their concerted efforts. Black Panther quietly walked up to Ultron and picked up a head that he had taken when Ultron invaded the world. As the red light came on, the nano armor on Ultron was transferred to Black Panther, and all the Infinity Stones were embedded in Black Panther. Black Panther opened his hands and explained, "This is our only chance. With it we can repair our universe." Black Panther looked at Carter, then at Strange. They all had things they couldn't let go of. Kagaya Shinomiya, first of all, Black Panther committed the sin of greed. What he thought in his heart was definitely not as good as what he said. Shanks, I knew that treasures like the Infinity Stones would be coveted by everyone. Greed is the key to success. Tony Stark, is he going to start to deceive people? But Strange is much stronger than he thought. Ancient One, Strange has his own plans. As a person who can see through time, everything about Black Panther is seen by Strange. However, at this time, Zora controlled Ultron to stand up. He stretched out his hand and controlled the nanomachine to transfer the Infinity Stones to fly towards him. The Black Panther also reached out to stop the gem from leaving. The two began a long tug-of-war for the Infinity Stones. Seeing this, Strange stood up and flew into the sky, unleashing all his magical power. Dark magic fiercely shot at the two people who were fighting for the gem. The cosmic barrier began to appear, and the purple-red mirror began to wrap the two of them into a spherical singularity. Strange stepped up his efforts and created a pocket universe. At this time, the Observer took action and completely strengthened the structure of the pocket universe. The war of the multiverse is over. Izumi Sajiri, the villains are fighting. Otasaka, I knew it, one by one they are all coveting the Infinity Stones, and Strange just took advantage of it. Ching-Exayan, microcosm. Is it really possible to create a micro-universe with magic without relying on any science and technology? It's too unscientific. Ron Weasley, How many times have I told you that this is magic? Doraemon, oh. Awesome. He created the universe without relying on science and technology. He must be a famous figure in the future. The scene turns back to the singularity where Strange is. The Observer is a little worried that the two people in this pocket universe will break the balance and escape. And Strange took on this important task. To read the exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. He looked at the football-sized pocket universe in his hand, and said with some loss and sadness, I will observe them. I have nothing but time. Thank you, Strange. The Observer left, and the Guardians of the Multiverse returned to the moment they came. Balance exists between all things, and this place is no exception. Their authority has reached a balance, and the competition for the Infinity Stones has also reached a balance. Unless there is an external force that breaks it, they will stay here for the rest of their lives. Tokisaki Kurumi, Strange, yes, I still have Sherdao, but you really have nothing but endless time. Fujimaru Ritsuka, the MVP of Observer Iron FW is none other than Strange. Strange is so strong that he will definitely find a way to revive Christine. Vigo, love is so elusive and fragile. I hope time can give you the answer. Amid the size of the people in the world, the top one was completely closed. In the Marvel world, the gold list also gave wishes. Top 1 world, Marvel. Famous scenes featuring Ultron, Strange, Guardians of the Multiverse. Reward, you can make a reasonable wish. 860. This surprise from heaven has stunned Strange. Ultron has already been sent, so he can't make a wish. the ambitious Black Panther and Zora were concentrating on looking at the Infinity Stones in the Pocket Universe, and had no intention of looking at the gold list. The other Guardians looked at Strange at the same time, as the biggest contributor to this war, whether it was helping to delay time, the Patronus spell that protected everyone's lives, the explosion that swallowed up the galaxy, or the final use of magic to protect everyone. Strange is the biggest contributor to this war and deserves it. The Guardians of the Multiverse returned to their own universes and found their next life, but Strange had nothing but time, so he could only lock himself in the Singularity and observe the Pocket Universe. Everyone gave the right to wish to Strange. Strange looked at everyone gratefully, and then said with some trembling, I made a wish, to undo my universe, to make the absolute time point of my universe no longer Christine, nor any life. Strange only felt a golden light flash in front of his eyes. He was standing in front of the car in a suit. Christine had just walked out. Strange's eyes were slightly red. He suppressed his sobs and got into the car, hiding his expression. It was still the same mountain drive, but this time Strange and Christine passed normally. At the end of the dinner, Strange looked at the gold list with deep gratitude. The golden list fell silent, and everyone in the world was guessing what would happen next. Suddenly, the golden list lit up again. Dimension Gold List at a review of the top 10 most shocking scenes in the universe. The second episode. A grand series. Chapter 75. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Top 10 Walter in the Name of the World. The second part of the Dimensional Gold List immediately made the comment area under the Dimensional Gold List lively. Sakata Jintoki. So there is a second part. I thought it ended here. Fujiwara Chika, the second part. A series of stories. I wonder which other handsome people can make the list. Blaze, wow. Smoke Mirror, wow. Kyubi, the gold list is amazing. It can be observed but cannot be interfered with or conquered. Rather than saying it is a high-burning and shocking scene, it is better to say it is an inventory of miracles caused by love. Vigo, then I hope I can make the list. In this way, I can make a wish to save my Isolde. Isolde, why are you hiding from me? Uchiha Obito, fighting for love. Although I think I am qualified, I will always feel that I will never be on the Dimensional Gold List in this life. Chiyu, I feel the same way. Ryukong, I don't know why, the words old 3 appear in my mind. Tadakoro Koji, I have tasted the 3 upstairs, hurry up and take them down. Izayoi Sakamaki, it is shocking, especially the top 1 Black Strange. Harry Potter, if my magic is as powerful as Strange, I will definitely be able to save my parents, right? Walter Young, I wonder who will be the first on the list in the second wave. I am looking forward to it. Sanueki, ha. I am looking forward to it too. Can't it be Uncle Young? That's too outrageous. I feel that Uncle Young is not very conspicuous, just like an old man, he can't be excited. It was as if the clock of fate was moved. As soon as Sanueki finished sending this sentence, the gold list changed immediately. Dimension Gold List at a review of the top 10 most shocking scenes in the universe. Second round. Ranking in no particular order. Top 10 Walter Joaquin Young. On the road to fighting against the collapse, there are always people who continue to sacrifice their lives, in the name of the world. Liang Bing, oh my. What a crow's mouth. Miss March 7, this Walter is not the Uncle Young you mentioned, right? March 7, I. Uncle Young, thank me. This is a chance to make a wish. Walter Young, this is social death. But I have found the way home, Bronya Zajsek, in the name of the world. Who are you? In the name of the world. Oh, it's Walter. Sorry. That's okay. Fujiwara Ritsuka, is it that collapsed world again? It seems that Walter is also a pioneer in the fight against collapse. Kokolia, all those who can make the list are strong, Walter. Is this the reason why those aliens are so fearless? Amid the discussion of the people in the world, the golden list slowly unfolded and the curtain was opened. 1952, Berlin, Germany. Accompanied by an earth-shaking change, the whole city was plunged into smoke. A massive collapse broke out in Berlin. 300,000 people in the city died, leaving only a young man alive. Führer, Berlin. I'm so pissed off. Amaya, 1 in 300,000 survival rate. Although I know that Honkai is terrifying, from the perspective of ordinary people, this survival rate is really despairing. GZ, so this is Walter when he was young? He doesn't look like Walter now. Sanueki, Maybe Uncle Yang was still very young back then, and now he's old and looks like this. After all, boys change a lot when they grow up. Otto Apicalis, getting old is not the same as plastic surgery, my friend. According to the information from the current World's Destiny organization that is fighting against Honkai, this survivor is undoubtedly the Herschers. However, this Herschers showed no signs of brutality or aggression. He had lost all his memories and lay dumbly in the ruins. Destiny brought the Herschers back to the headquarters and studied him for 3 years, but could not find out anything unusual about him. Gakuwa Sherdao, amnesia. Enemy of the world. Innocent. Despair. Is there no one who can save Walter? He needs to be saved. Sato Shinwa, oh my. Nantong. Gakuwa Shirori, Walter does need to be saved. Especially he is quite handsome. Shilin, you have been subjected to the same inhumane experiments as me, but you still fight for humanity. Traitor, you are not him after all. Ifrit, heaven created all things to nourish man, but man has nothing to repay heaven. Kill. Kill them all. In this dark experimental life, his only pleasure is to communicate with his pen pal the clown by writing letters and listening to the story of St. Colin. 3 years later, he was determined to be a lucky average person with no value. So he was transferred to the Empire 42 laboratory, having lost his value but still receiving some attention. Walter Young, clown. Otto, I can recognize you even if you turn into ashes. Otto Apicalis, don't get excited, Walter. Although you lost your parents, you still have me. We are friends for life. Walter, you bastard. March 7, you bad guy, you dare to bully Uncle Yang. Aunt Jeezy should have given you a good beating when you got on the train. Void Wanzong. In the Empire 42 laboratory, he met 2 young female scientists who truly treated him as a human being and an equal. Blue curly-haired scientist Liesel Albert Einstein. Friederike Nikola Tesla with red hair and twin ponytails. Yang Dong, Einstein is one of those popular 2D girls among young people. Am I crazy? Gadako, oh. Compared to that Tesla-san with Sema face, I like this Tesla-chan with twin ponytails more. He. Tony Stark, is this collapsed world crazy? Don't tell me that all scientists have become beauties. Deadpool, think positively my friend, maybe it's not just scientists. I remember that Huangdi Ji Xianyuan was also a beauty. After he came to the laboratory, he served as an assistant. Because he had no name, Einstein gave him a name. Walter Joyce, March 7, Joyce. It turns out he's not Uncle Yang, he just has the same name as Uncle Yang. Jeezy, what does the name Walter mean? Cecilia, in German, Walter means the world. It's really romantic to name it after the world. Mr. Walter has lived up to the meaning of his name. Cosmo, handsome, that the days in the laboratory were a rare warm time for Walter. His relationship with Einstein gradually grew stronger, and he and Tesla played around with each other. At the same time, Walter also made friends with Finn in this free life. However, the good times did not last long, and the North American branch of Savior and the Savior headquarters broke up. Emma Planck, the head of the North American branch of the Mandate of Heaven, had a disagreement with Bishop Otto of the Mandate of Heaven, and left the Mandate of Heaven with her assistant Schrödinger and her friend Edison. As Planck's student, Einstein also followed Planck with Tesla and Walter, king of money, to escape from destiny. Walter, the Finn, is my father, Xing, Uncle Yang, don't be sad. When we find that disgusting golden-haired man in the universe, we will beat him up. Shukon Wanzang, Rakshasa. Fujiwara Chika, I have to say, Schrödinger is so cute. I really want to be close to her. Xing, Planck is also so gentle. She is also a woman who can be my mother. After escaping from the destiny, with the support of the super-rich Edison, the North American branch was not affected at all. Walter also knew that he was the first Herschers, the Herschers of reason. The North American branch that broke away from destiny formed a new organization, anti-entropy. Edison, ha ha ha. No matter which world I am in, as Edison I am rich enough to rival a country. Baiuachu rich brother V50, Yato rich brother V500000, Chobi, anti-entropy. Entropy increase is inevitable, what are you going to reverse? I'm very curious, flowers please. Flowers please. Flowers please. Chapter 76. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tyrant of the sky, witness the stars shattering. After the establishment of anti-entropy, Einstein, Planck and others also discovered weapons from the previous era in the ruins of the previous civilization. The ninth key of God, Star of Eden. Dongfang Yanqiu, it's so beautiful, like a shining star. The great emperor, if it's not shining, how can it be worthy of the name of Eden, the treasure of the former civilization? Tang Kiki, indeed, indeed. I still remember Sister Eden's brilliance. Eden, Compared to Star of Eden, I prefer the name of Harmony of the Stars. However, at this moment, Walter and others discovered a shocking news. Something happened in New York. The energy of Honkai is brewing in New York. If it is not stopped, the cruelty that happened in Berlin will be repeated in New York. Walter, Einstein, Tesla and his party took the Star of Eden and set off. Nick Fury, fuck. New York. Why is New York so disaster-stricken? MacArthur, when the Honkai energy gathered above New York, I knew that the Honkai was coming. Mo Duo, if the Honkai comes in the form of a natural disaster, how can they stop it with just the three of them and a God's key? There is no way to start. Kaltsit, facing a natural disaster, they are not helpless. Don't forget that the Star of Eden is the ninth God's key, and it is the core of the Herschers who devoured the Mu continent. Mr. E, so that means using a black hole to devour the Honkai energy? Be careful not to hurt the enemy 1,000 times and hurt yourself 800. At the same time, Destiny also learned that New York was going to collapse, and sent Destiny's strongest S-level Valkyrie Liana to solve the problem. Liana and Walter and his group soon met. Seeing Walter and the others lively and full of enthusiasm and love for the world, and thinking of the cold disregard of life by the Bishop of Destiny Otto, Liana made up her mind to protect them in this collapse. Jotaro Kujo, this woman is very powerful. King, her face is full of invincibility. Yulundel, is this the style of the strongest Valkyrie of Destiny in the past? It's a pity that she died young. I don't know who can kill her. Tesla, it must be Otto. Tosaka Tokiomi, does just the disregard for life make you so hostile to Otto? This is normal for those who have accomplished great things. Don't slander others at will. This is not elegant. Matozoken, then it must be Tokiomi who did it. Soon they arrived in New York, and Liana went alone to hunt for a powerful Honkai beast. When Walter arrived at the laboratory, he was shocked to find that it was Schrödinger who was infected by the Honkai. The eroded Schrödinger has turned into half a Honkai beast, and is determined to fight to the death with Walter. At this time, countless voices rang in Walter's ears, some malicious, some kind, some encouraging, and some sympathetic. The wasp, is her body half quantized? Too cruel. Harry Osborn, since ancient times, geniuses have always died young, no matter what form. Victor, the more geniuses, the more they will burn out the energy of their lives. This is her doomed fate and she cannot escape it. Harmony of the group, why can't so many wills coexist peacefully? Let's embrace the group together. Ishamra, what's upstairs? You're not in the main group, are you in a small group? Walter looked at Schrödinger's determination, thought of everything he had, and chose to respond to the power in his body. He closed his eyes, and his faith in protecting the people he loved and all the good things in the world was rooted in his heart. The will of the 300,000 people who died when Berlin collapsed echoed Walter's belief in the Herrscher's core. And Walter also chose to realize those beautiful possibilities. From the void, Honkai energy was born out of thin air for Walter to drive. Walter completely mastered this power that belongs to him. The power of the ruler of reason. Dagu, humans cannot fight Honkai, and Honkai cannot understand humans, but Joyce is different. He is both Honkai and human. Wendy, when you respond to the world of will in your heart, you who are in the name of the world will also be blessed by the world. Reinhard, the world is blessing you. In the name of the world. Lucy, human potential is infinite. The will of 300,000 people is helping him. This computing power is enough to rival the Nebula computer. March 7, is this the original Walter? It's simply, fighting for all the good in the world. Guv Xiaoluan, then what exactly is the power of the ruler of reason? Come on, big guy, explain it. Prometheus, God gave me the classics, I am proficient in the art of war, I am a strategist, and I am the king of law. The power is to analyze and recreate the structure. Kaisha, anti-void. Out of nothing. Walter, who became a true Herrscher's, easily suppressed Schrödinger. Just as he was about to kill Schrödinger, Liana arrived in time and ended the fight between the two with her nearly invincible posture. The black abyss and white flower holy spear is flowing against the current. As the white flower pierces Schrödinger's body, Schrödinger's collapse energy is completely sealed. Nero, well, someone has to interrupt this kind of intense fight. Shanks, give Liana a favor, she is here to end this war. Brunhild, even the Valkyries of the Age of Gods are not as strong as Liana, she is worthy of the name of Valkyrie. Schrödinger, who had returned to human form in front of everyone, also explained what she had done. She was betting with her life, whether Walter, who had become a true Herrscher's, would stand on the side of humanity. Fortunately, she won the bet. At this time, Edison's communication came. Countless Honkai energies gathered above New York. This was a problem with her experiment. She would solve it herself. Edison is trying to create a Honkai energy containment ball and throw it into the sea, but her life will also be lost. With a burst of noise, Edison completely lost contact. Alicia, oh, I'm really happy. Although Walter is not a cute girl, but as the first Herrscher's to choose to fight for mankind, I'm very happy. Hikari, people who understand the law and the Herrscher's of reason have never been the enemy of mankind. To read the violent novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Tesla, FGO, Edison got into trouble. Damn. But this, AICA, female Edison is still very responsible compared to my Edison. Edison, impossible. I know myself too well. There will be no accidents in my experiments, even if there are, it will only be a small impact in the laboratory. Just when everyone was sad, the Finns appeared. He looked guilty and sad, and explained the whole story and the mastermind behind it. It was Otto, the Bishop of Destiny, who was afraid that Edison would take his epic-making invention for himself, so he chose to kill Edison and captured Finn's family to threaten Finn to keep it secret. 7. Otto, UGZZ. Sakuraman Shu, Otto is such a beast. Matu Korea, you can speak to a beast like Otto, and you are the same as Tosaka Tokiomi. Vigo, what do you know about Otto? As a pure love god of war, I don't care about anything I do for my lover, and I only want to be rewarded for all the atrocities. You let too much slip, idiot. A cold voice rang out, and then the Finn was pierced through the heart by a spear. The liquid soul steel gradually condensed into the shape of a person, and the person who came was Otto Apicalis. Otto used liquid soul steel to strengthen Liana's abilities over the past few hundred years, but he also completely controlled her body. Now Otto can easily take over Liana's body. Otto immediately attacked everyone. He seriously injured Einstein and Tesla, while Schrödinger released the Honkai energy to lead the resistance. Otto smiled confidently, and multiple black holes appeared behind him. In each black hole, a simulated holy judge of skyfire appeared and fired at Schrödinger. In the starry sky world, Walter's fists hardened when he saw this. He did not witness his father's death with his own eyes, but when he saw Otto kill the Finn in a rage, Walter's years of peace of mind were also broken. The entire starry sky train was immersed in Walter's gloomy face, and Shingha March 7th did not dare to breathe. Walter thought for a while and then felt relieved. Otto was dead, and he would never see Otto's disgusting face again. He would wait until the immortal boat had a good stroll to ease his mood. Thinking of this, Walter restrained his expression and regained his calm. In the world of fate, Tosaka Tokiomi's house, Gilgamesh and Tosaka Tokiomi looked gloomy, thinking about something. Tosaka Tokiomi was very angry because of Matu Korea's insult, and Gilgamesh cursed at Otto when he saw him. Damn you, you idiot. How dare you, a disgusting creature who is not even a human, imitate my attack method. You have already received your death. Just when Otto thought he had everything under control, the bar owner who had met Walter once showed up and shot Otto in the head. Although it didn't have much impact, it bought some time. Schrödinger, who had begun to quantize, immediately picked up the black abyss white flower, used the white flower to heal Einstein and Tesla, and then disappeared completely. Hayakawa Akira, for the first time, I feel that the existence of the gun is used in the right place. Miki Sayaka, I like this American-style aggregation move, and I love it from Maeda Kihara. Caesar Zeppelin, take it, Einstein and Tesla. This is Schrödinger's last white flower ripple. After Schrödinger disappeared, some knowledge that came from nowhere unexpectedly appeared in Walter's brain. Knowledge of birth, death and creation. Even though it was the first time he had acquired this knowledge, Walter used it fluently and skillfully as if it were instinct. Walter half knelt on the ground, tore off his coat with his right hand, raised the Star of Eden with his left hand, and gathered a huge amount of Honkai energy. The time has come, this is the day to devour the tyrant in heaven. Auto Apocalypse, no, clown, see what it looks like when the stars are shattered. With Otto as the singularity, the Star of Eden activated its power, and a pseudo-black hole was born, capturing Otto tightly. Otto, who was pulled by the gravity of the black hole, looked ugly. His soul was locked in this body and couldn't get out. He was about to meet his end. Rika Takanashi, Tyrant in the Sky. See how the stars are shattered. Wow. So cool. Fiscal, Walter. You are my confidant. The door to the pure land of the night is always open to you. Ritsuka Fujimaru, so cool. To use Zeus' words, you tear the thunder of the stars. Mitsuri Kenroji, ah. What kind of man is the most attractive? Men like this are the most attractive. Is death, I have to say, such a pure and powerful man is my favorite. Huayi, fuck. Black Hole. Chapter 77. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Legacy of Walter Joyce in the Name of the World. Just then, Otto entered the revolving lantern. A person's life revolves around a long journey, but in Otto's revolving door there is only Colin. Otto, who was re-energized, used his last bit of strength to shatter the Star of Eden with the mimic Judas. As the Star of Eden was destroyed, the pseudo-black hole also disappeared. Uchiha Obito, my memories cannot tolerate anything else, all I see is Colin. Otto Apocalypse, I recognize your pure love. Vigo, love. Conquer everything. You can question everything about Otto, but you can't question her love. Colin Kaslana, Otto, what made you like this? No Erlin, it's you who made Otto like this. It's a pity that you couldn't keep an eye on Otto. He must have gone astray a lot. Nyen, the key of God can be broken. It's too fragile. It's not suitable as a weapon to hit the face, right? Kevin, a weapon can be used by people because its owner can break it. It's not a weapon if it's out of control. Meanwhile, Plank and the Finn kids are forced to make an emergency landing around due to a plane malfunction. The situation was reversed in an instant. Otto stumbled forward and grabbed Walter by the collar and started fighting with him. Walter's physical body is no match for Otto's soul steel body. Walter was about to be killed by Otto, and everyone here was also going to be killed by Otto. At this moment, my boss lady jumped out and sprayed soul steel inhibitor on Otto, successfully making Otto unable to move temporarily. March 7, hey. It's Uncle Yang when he was a child. So cute. GZ, such a cute little Walter also makes me a little maternal. Walter, don't tease me, Kotomine Kirai, oh. Walter doesn't have the sword bones of a Miyashiro. What will you do when facing Otto with a body of steel? Really, hee. Of course it's the invincible boss lady. Those who can become the boss lady are all hidden masters. Paimon, wow. The boss lady. The boss lady is so powerful. Walter took this opportunity to look at the oath of the mimic Judas, and then activated his power. My fists, turn into Judah's oath. Walter's fists turned into golden crosses, and he punched Otto's face hard. Elmeloi too, can you analyze it at a glance? A giant warrior, as a heroic spirit, even if I analyze the divine creation at a glance, it is just a projection, and he is a reproduction. She, the ruler of reason is unreasonable. How can such a perverted computing power exist in a mortal body? Boshizan, are you sure that he was not born to abolish me? An unreasonable existence. Otto was furious. He had never suffered such humiliation in the past 500 years. He activated the self-destruct device in Liana's body. Even if it meant self-destruction, he wanted to keep Walter, the great enemy, here forever. However, at this moment, feeling that Walter was in imminent danger, Liana snatched back her body with her strong willpower. She pierced her own chest with the black abyss white flower. Atrox, ha. Liana. A qualified body. Your will transcends death. Ha. Otto has become a clown. Sakura, the owner of the body is always the owner. Ling's will can affect the Hershers. It's no problem for Liana to take back her body. See you, Chula-in, since ancient times, spearmen have been loyal and righteous, and they love to commit suicide. Liana is in trouble. Dimaludo Liana, a true knight. Otto, who was far away at the headquarters of Satori, slammed the table hard and immediately gave the order to launch a Honkai energy fission bomb over New York. Liana looked at the upcoming Honkai fission bomb solemnly and made a plan that she used the black abyss white flower to disarm the detonator of the Honkai fission bomb, and Walter created a barrier to protect the entire New York. Walter agreed without thinking, and told Einstein and others to leave New York immediately. He would return alive, Nick Fury, nuclear bombs to clean up the city. What about the people in the city? As a person in power, wouldn't Otto think about this? Walter, in Otto's eyes, life is just a string of numbers, a string of data that can be manipulated. Tsujikuni Yorichi, then people like him are uglier than Musen Kibutsuji. Enkidu, the novel was taken from the Rawla's website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. The novel was taken from the Rawla's website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. How can he build a barrier covering New York City? As a newly awakened Hershers, it's a bit too much to ask. The scene changed, and Liana flew into the sky, using the black abyss white flower to destroy the reaction device and detonator of the Honkai energy fission bomb. She was melted by the high temperature and disappeared completely. Walter staggered to his feet and used all his strength to create a blue protective shield covering the entire New York City. Meteorites fell from the sky, and the aftermath of this world-destroying disaster was blocked outside the barrier by Walter. As time slowly passed, at dusk, everything was over. Kevin, Liana is Ikaros in my eyes. Humanity has never lacked such people. Rick, this is why humans will never perish in the cracks and continue to thrive. Cursed Arm Hassan, Liana, unparalleled loyalty. Margaret Lingguang, as a knight, she did what no other knight could do, and sacrificed her life. Cocolia, Walter. Is this the will to protect? Although we have never met, I always feel that I have a deep connection with you, Walter Yang. Then the Walter you are talking about may be me. Dr. Roman, it's so sad. Walter protected everyone except himself. Walter collapsed beside the gravel, gasping for breath, holding his abdomen which was bleeding. He knew he was going to die, whether it was a fatal injury to his body or an overload on his Herscher's cord. This speedwagon, this man, he actually selflessly gave everything for his life. Hasn't he ever thought about himself at all? 7. Humans have always been so shining, this is why all Ultramen are in love with humans. Zoffy, every time someone refreshes my understanding of why Ultraman likes humans so much. At this time, Joachim Yang, the Finnish boy who had not listened to Walter and was hiding in the corner, ran to Walter. When Joachim saw Walter's condition, tears started flowing down his cheeks. He knelt down and covered Walter's wound, but the bleeding would not stop. Why can't the bleeding stop? Walter frowned and smiled lightly. Don't force it. I can feel my life is coming to an end. Joachim shook his head vigorously and shed tears. No. You won't die. You are Walter, our great hero. Nightingale, even if I came, I can't save the situation, let alone a child. Senju Tsunade, medical skills can save lives, but cannot save death. Walter has already stepped into death. Himaya Jun, hero. A man like Walter must be a hero. No matter in which world, compared to me who is a sinner, he is a hero. Homelander, and you, my friend Walter, you are the real hero. Yolandel, die. The hero will not die. He will be passed down from generation to generation. There will always be someone to inherit Walter's will. Walter was somewhat relieved. Joachim's recognition was a symbol of his recognition by the world. He lowered his head and whispered, Walter, This name is great, right? Joachim responded with a barely perceptible, So, from now on, you are Walter, March 7, so, is that how Uncle Yang got his name? Haidong Dashu, Walter, the name of the world. It is such a precious treasure to entrust the world to Joachim. To read the exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Hino Ag, Walter, the hand you should hold is no longer his. It's time to fight for the world. Joachim looked up at Walter in shock, and a gray-white transparent crystal floated in Walter's palm. His voice became smaller and smaller, but it was filled with trust and expectation, at the core of the Herschers and the mission of protecting this world. I'm leaving it to you, Walter, Peter Parker. With great power comes great responsibility. In the name of the world, you will surely protect this world. Keisha, the mission of protecting the world. His will is more than just a treasure. It is a treasure of the universe. Himaya Jun, the world is a bond, it should be passed on to the next generation. Xing, I am looking forward to Uncle Yang's story and life next. Asking for flower soil. Chapter 78. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The second collapse. The darkness that Shilin experienced. After Walter's death, the young Joachim inherited Walter's will and responsibilities and changed his name to Walter Young. However, the responsibility of protecting the world is too heavy for Walter. On this day, he lost his father, his hero, and his own name. Jeezy, Walter. What a heavy name, it's a bit too cruel for Walter. Minamoto no Reiku, poor child, he lost everything except his life in one day. Fujimaru, Ritsuka, the weight of the world is on Walter, even if it is not so urgent, he will still be confused, right? Ikari Shinji, children will look for adults when they cry, but if the adults are gone, who can they rely on? Brave boy, go and become a legend. After returning to anti-entropy, Walter was confused about his future and responsibilities. After all, he was just a child. Until Walter saw the various kinds of people and beauty in the world, as well as their lofty ideals. Tesla's carefree attitude towards Walter made Walter, who lost his mother at a young age, feel an inexplicable affection for him. After a brief period of confusion, Walter finally realized that the name of Walter was not a burden, but a responsibility to fight for the beauty of all the 670 in the world. Walter took the responsibility and chose to fight with Einstein for anti-entropy and the world. Kengo Monica, just smile when you are confused. Smile and your troubles will dissipate. In fact, there is not so much confusion. Enkidu, this world is still beautiful, which is why the gods are so attached to this world. Xing, Oedipus complex. It turns out that Uncle Yang also likes Mom. No wonder I felt so kind when I saw Uncle Yang for the first time. Fujiwara Chika, so Walter is obsessed with older people. So exciting. So exciting. Gagra, fight for the world, then I want to see if you are someone who really fights for the world like Joyce. Bronya Zasek, what is Walter's identity? He is the ruler of reason. He fights in the name of the world. Collapse World, Anti-Entropy World Novel Timeline, U. Tesla, with a red face, pointed at the Finn and shouted, "Wow Finn. Your son actually, the age gap is a bit too big. Is the age gap all you care about?" Einstein complained expressionlessly, the Finn just smiled bitterly, not knowing how to deal with Tesla. It was too absurd that his son liked his friend. Because Walter's barrier had protected New York before, Otto had no idea that Walter Joyce was dead or alive. Using this opportunity, anti-entropy has been spreading the news that Joyce is still alive to confuse Otto. Walter also used the power of the Herschers of reason to disguise himself as Joyce to intimidate Otto. Facing this man who was the only one who had made him lose face in the past 500 years, Otto naturally knew Joyce inside and out. With the power of the Star of Eden and the Herschers of reason, Joyce can easily destroy a continent by himself, which makes Otto afraid to act rashly and has to let anti-entropy go. Luo Ji, anti-entropy's response method is very rational. The chain of suspicion has created a deterrent, and Otto dare not act rashly. Void Manzong, I have to say that in the past 500 years, apart from God, the only one who can force Otto to this point is Walter Joyce. Manjo Ryuga, 500 years. In 500 years, he only suffered 2 setbacks. No wonder Otto attaches importance to Walter. Sengoku, one person can destroy a continent, which is simply a walking killer. Musen Kibutsuji, if I were Otto, I would hide for 100 or 200 years and let Walter die. Ms. Herschers of knowledge, if the Herschers is not killed, it means that he is an immortal being. If you compare your life with that of the Herschers, the people upstairs will laugh to death. During the deterrence period, anti-entropy developed rapidly and recruited many people with lofty ideals to join anti-entropy. Unlike the Destiny experiment of creating individual combat power with Valkyrie, anti-entropy chose to develop Titan mechas to fight against Honkai beasts in a more humane way. Because of the mechas that Tesla researched, Walter gradually became interested in mechas, and even a little fanatical. Raiden Mei, so, my father is a member of anti-entropy, Hulk banner, just because it has no human experiments, anti-entropy deserves my recognition. Orange Liuxiang, such a handsome mecha. And it's mass-produced. Tesla is simply a genius. Tony Stark, why not change the mecha into exoskeleton armor, which is also more humane, wouldn't it be more powerful? Tesla, you didn't mention the cost at all. Do you think everyone has superpowers like you? Asuka, mass-produced machine. I always feel that there is an inexplicable malice surrounding me. The scene changes, and the young and naive Walter has grown into a steady and reliable man. He led the fight against anti-entropy and destiny with the power of a mature Herschers. However, the good times did not last long, and the second collapse broke out. Taking the Babylonian laboratory in the Siberian snowfield as its source, the second Herschers was successfully born. Destiny and anti-entropy paid special attention to this collapse. Destiny produced an S-level Valkyrie Teresa Apocalypse and Siegfried Kaslana as well as the elite Snow Wolf Squad. And the anti-entropy is the leader Walter himself going to Siberia. March 7, this is the Uncle Yang I know. So handsome, isn't he? Kiana Kaslana, hey 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 hey. This is the history teacher Mr. Yang. How come you look so much like Walter? Could you be biological brothers? Sir, no, discharged. One look can tell the relationship between Walter and your history teacher. Kiana, you are simply a genius. Black Tower, genius? Sir, no, you get in too. Walter obviously sneaked in. Grey Shoe, the second collapse, according to Kevin, is the source of all evil. Magical girl Sillin, am I going to be born in this world? As soon as Walter arrived in Siberia, he found Siegfried and others in a tough battle. Walter knew some of the people in Tianming, and knew that Siegfried and Teresa, as knights, were not despicable people like Otto, so he helped them. The Star of Eden was activated, and Walter killed all the Honkai beasts present with just one move. The moment he saw Walter, Siegfried immediately took out the Holy Judge of Heavenly Fire and pointed it at Walter. To read the exciting novel, go to Faloo Novel Network. In the early years, Walter attacked Cecilia, the S-level Valkyrie of Destiny, and beat Siegfried. Walter said without hostility that the second Herschers was about to awaken, and for the sake of the overall situation, he wanted to form an alliance with Siegfried and others to temporarily fight against the Herschers together. Ashya, it's the Holy Fire Tribunal. Did the Holy Fire Tribunal fall into the hands of Kevin's descendants at this time? And Musabi, Walter indirectly brought Cecilia and Siegfried together. He's a very nice guy, James Potter, ha 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 ha. If I were Siegfried, I would definitely let Walter be Kiana's godfather. After all, it was Walter who brought them together. Bruce Wayne, according to the experience of previous civilizations, the lineup of anti-entropy and destiny should be able to easily solve the collapse, but I always feel that something strange will happen. Mato Korea, it must have been Otto. The scene changed. In the index mode of Judas's Oath, Walter and his companions quickly found the location of the second Herschers. A huge cocoon. Teresa curiously went over and touched the surface of the cocoon with her finger, and ripples appeared. Suddenly, Walter felt a wave of collapse energy gathering inside the cocoon, and he warned Teresa loudly, "Teresa, run." Teresa turned around in confusion, and the moment she turned around, more than a dozen white mobile phones appeared from the cocoon and instantly pulled Teresa in. Siegfried rushed in anxiously to rescue Teresa, but found that the cocoon had cracked. Two big eyes, one pink and one blue, stared at him, and the Emperor-level Honkai beast Ashwa appeared. Seshoin Kiera, oh my, is the curious little girl going to be devoured? He, ha 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 ha. Kakio and Noriaki, Teresa's little hands are really naughty. She knew it was a Herschers but she still touched it. Isn't this asking for trouble? Ding-e, what are you standing there for? Silly boy, run. Kiryu Battle Rabbit, Ashiwa's color scheme, feels offended. Delta, that's because you haven't seen something more offensive to you, such as me. At this time, Teresa came to a strange space and saw the cause of the second collapse. Tianming built the Babylon laboratory to conduct research on the collapse experiment that they kidnapped orphans from Siberia and used them as test subjects for dark human experiments. And Shilin is one of them. Her mother was indirectly killed by destiny, she was captured for human experiments, and her 0.8 best friends died one by one in the experiments. At this time, the will of collapse chose her. Tear up the human heart, and you will become a true Herschers. Ifrit, destiny, is as rubbish as Rhine life. Tenda Suji, grandma said that children are the treasures of this world, and those who persecute children are no different from destroying the world. Magneto, the ambitions of those in power have never been hidden. Otto is just like Stryker, or even worse. Ace, brothers, the situation is urgent. Let's find a way to kill Otto, the GZZ. Rafe, the world is so dirty. Then there is no need for me to persist any longer. Teresa leaned over and hugged the thin Shilin, saying sorry. Shilin sneered, are you just thinking of a hypocritical apology now? Ha! It's too late. No one of the people with destiny can survive. At this moment, the perfect Hershers is officially awakened. Scarlet Witch, she shouldn't have said that. The belated apology is too hypocritical. Aqua, does Teresa have no brains? Last, kill them all. I want to see this land flow with blood. Chapter 79. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Highly excited. I, Walter. On behalf of mankind, challenge you. The glory of human civilization. Teresa wanted to use the Oath of Judas to fight against Sirin in Sirin's territory. I never expected that Sirin only used a little trick, and Teresa, the S-class Valkyrie of Destiny, was killed instantly, and her life or death is uncertain. Alicia, what a careless child, can you lose even with the constraint key? Aqua, this Teresa is lame. Really too lame. Fu Xian, even if it was predicted in advance. Did Teresa really not think about Sirin's ability? Guanqing, I can't imagine that this idiot is actually my parallel world counterpart, it's a disgrace to my name as Wulong. Elmeloi too, a strange Shuga Kongming is born again. In the outside world, Walter also killed Ashbo in one move and saw through Teresa's position. Teresa was caught by Shilin and put into the imaginary space superimposed on the display space. As he spoke, Walter's pupils turned red, and the power of the Hershers was fully activated. His hands seemed to be grasping something in the air, and then purple cracks slowly appeared. Walter tore it with all his strength. The space was directly torn apart by his bare hands. Walter broke into the imaginary space just like that. Come out, second Hershers. The game of hide-and-seek is over. Dad, this imaginary space is very similar to the mirror space. They are both another space superimposed on reality. Uchiha Obito, since Sirin also has a portable space, then I may have a guess in my mind. Wuxia, wow. Walter's hand went in just like Monk. Is Walter going to tear the space apart? Pava, wow, awesome. The power of tearing the space apart with his hands can tear me apart too. Liang Bing, really tearing it apart with his hands? Are all hairs so awesome? This is too outrageous. Yi Wenjie, after all, it is the ultimate embodiment of the laws of physics. It is natural that it can manipulate space. The war between Walter and Shilin is about to break out. The surging destructive energy gathered between the two Hershers. Sirin took the lead in throwing countless sub-air spears at Walter, but they were all blocked by the red at stand in front of him. Asuka, at stand and spears. Walter must hold on. Ikari Shinji, is this the wall of Walter's heart? It's very strong. Gilgamesh, roar. Just like when I fought that fake, you can only defend blindly. Then let me see how this fake should deal with the Hershers. Walter took out the Star of Eden and activated it, applying 100 times the gravity to Shilin, making her unable to move. Walter wanted to use this opportunity to get close to Shilin and kill her in one fell swoop, but he didn't know that all this was a trap. The moment Walter was about to touch Shilin, he passed through Shilin's body as if passing through the air, and the whole person was teleported through space. And in the forest below, a white dragon-shaped Honkai beast Benares soared into the air. It swallowed the powerless Walter into its stomach in one gulp. 22 Nyang, too despicable. The same method used by Bronya. Is Bronya your successor? Bronya Zasek, 22. I don't even know you. Uzumaki Naruto, the gravity space with several times the gravity made us unable to move. The Hershers will definitely lose under the suppression of 100 times the gravity. Uchiha Sasuke, no. Something has changed. The Hershers. The Hershers is a hollow dog. Uchiha Shursui, New Year, it's really hard to trigger it, my mother gave birth to it. Sun Wukong, how can Walter die so easily? Didn't anyone tell the Herschers not to swallow people into his stomach without knowing the details? The scene changed, and in the dark space inside Banaras's stomach, Walter closed his eyes and recalled Joyce, clenching his fist and placing it on his chest. In memory of that great hero, I became Walter. Over the past few decades, I have kept in mind the meaning of this name. As he spoke, Walter opened his eyes, and in the red gold pattern, the golden gears symbolizing the ruler of reason shone brightly. Today, Walter will fight again to protect this world. Erwin, for humanity, give your heart. Himaya June, this is the power of inheritance. This is the bond of humanity. Now, the light inherited by Walter will begin to shine. Kujo Jotaro, a world that protects the world. Walter, you are worthy of being a real man. Vidako, TMD. It's on fire. I wish I could blow up a lost belt right now. Angel Yen, protecting the world. He is so dazzling, he is a very charming male god. Tear. Walter tore a big hole in Banaras's stomach. Walter floated out, and Shilin looked at him in disbelief. Walter pulled his hair back and said, "Second Herschers, the first round has just begun." Countless titans appeared behind Walter. Walter spread his hands and said seriously, "Second Herschers. Get ready, face the power of the first Herschers." Walter. Boom! Countless thunder titans fired missiles, and for a moment, an endless cloud of fire enveloped Shilin. Kong/Bite, go! Let the game begin. Cosmic Emperor Cain, oh! Countless titans have been recreated by him. One man is an army. Millions of troops obey his orders. Xianwei, his firepower is no less than that of the South China Sea Fleet. Did he really create these weapons? Su Sheng, to describe this man in one word, it is creating something out of nothing. Void Wanzong, good fight. Let him see how the sequence 1 Herschers teaches this sequence 2 Herschers a lesson. Ron Weasley, is this a Muggle weapon? Too shocking. Shilin hid outside the space barrier and looked at Walter with disdain. As a Herschers, you actually borrowed the power of humans, how shameless. The attack of human weapons has no effect on the shield of the Herschers. Crack. A crack appeared in Shilin's space barrier. To read exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. How could human weapons? Shilin Luyen was furious. Countless transparent arms broke through the space and broke the Titan mechas. I want you to know that no matter how many weapons you have, they are all useless in front of the Apostle of God. Jotaro Kujo, hey. Sirin, you said useless, right? Then you are doomed to fail in this war. Rika Takarada, borrowing external forces may be shameless, but it would be stupid not to use them if you can. Read, what? Sirin's space barrier is not very thick. Captain Olga, if the Titans are destroyed, all of Walter's efforts so far will be useless. Buzz. Walter took a deep breath, and countless crystallizations of human civilization began to recreate. Patriot missiles, intercontinental missiles, fighter jets, aircraft carriers, all the war weapons of human civilization were displayed in front of Shilin. Walter roared excitedly, this is the weapon created by humans. This is the civilization created by humans. All weapons are ready, pointing at the ruler of the sky, Sirin, in the sky. Walter stood in front of the war machine with his arms outstretched, blood oozing from the corners of his mouth, and looked at Shilin firmly. I, Walter, challenge you on behalf of mankind. God, come and test whether humans are qualified to live. All teams, open fire. The deafening explosion sounded. The entire mountain range on the edge of Siberia was covered by clouds of fire. The war machines of human civilization ruthlessly ravaged the earth. The world was in shock, and countless non-Earth worlds were shocked to see the war machine behind Walter. This is the crystallization of human civilization over the past 5,000 years. It is the most powerful killer in human history so far. Nick Fury, so many top weapons. Walter can conquer a big country alone. Damn, fuck. Fujimaru Ritsuka, did you see that, Hershers? This is the awakening of mankind. You Olga Marie, good. Very spirited. In the name of the President of the Earth, I recognize your actions on behalf of all mankind. March 7. Uncle Yang is so handsome. Uncle Yang. You are my god. GZ, Yang's side is so arrogant and confident, it's really surprising, but Yang like this is very charming. Trasis, is this the technological power of ancient humans? This power, like a man-made natural disaster, is enough to crush all the countries of Terra. Shilin wanted to escape, but her dignity as an apostle of God prevented her from running away, nor could she lose. She used space transfer to divert Walter's attack and destroy human war creations. Walter stood in the ruins filled with smoke and muttered, is he finally using all his strength? God's power is indeed extremely strong. But it's not over yet. Walter clenched his fists. Countless war machines reappeared. Fall down, then stand up, this is how human beings move forward step by step. Come on, second Hershers. Our war has just begun. Liang Bing, this ability to use space. I really want to get Shilin. She is so charming. Du Qiangwei and Gilgamesh, the wise king, I have to say that compared to those filthy beings in later generations, Walter is the real human being, the one who truly understands the golden spirit of mankind. Luo Ji, well said. Even if humans fail countless times, they will never be truly destroyed. Fujimaru Ritsuka, get up from where you fell and keep moving forward. The resilience of humans has contributed to the current glory. Alicia, being able to have such a Hershers who makes me feel touched. I can say that I have no regrets in my death, right? It's really dazzling. On the other side of the mountain, Einstein looked at the explosion and said with a gloomy look, it has finally started. Contact Tesla to prepare the silver bullet. On the other side of the communication, Tesla complained with tears in his eyes, why do we have to learn even this from him? Is it fun to commit suicide? You big fool. Damn second ruler, let Dr. Tesla teach you what the true power of mankind is. The scene changed, and a huge silver bullet stood in the snowfield base. Everyone in the world who had seen it knew what a silver bullet was. This is the greatest killer in human history, the atomic bomb. Tushan Susu, Tesla's sister, is so miserable. She lost her friend and then her adopted husband. Tesla, hey. What the hell is an adopted husband? And why did Walter want to learn from Joyce to commit suicide? Zhao Xin, the determination to break into the battle is to die. He may not have planned to come back alive from the beginning, or maybe he was sure of his immortality. Reikage Lauda, there is always a legend about Walter in the resurrection match. He is the first person to be resurrected. The god of the resurrection match. Wakako, fuck. Atomic bomb. Dilena, although the Hershers is very strong and abnormal, his physical strength seems to be no different from that of a normal person. Facing the attack of nuclear weapons, the Hershers will definitely die. It's my birthday. Please give me some free flowers as my birthday gift. Meow. Thank you. Meow. Chapter 80. You are listening at novelfull.audio. God gave me power. Wendy boasted that she would fight alone against the end and origin of truth and would not lose. On the battlefield at this time, Walter was already embarrassed and exhausted. Just delay a little longer. You can kill this lawyer. Walter thought so, and his creation was being destroyed by Celine. As the lawgiver of emptiness, Sirin can connect the imaginary space to replenish infinite Honkai energy, but Walter cannot. As soon as the tug-of-war began, Walter showed his decline, and the speed of rebuilding was far less than the speed at which Sirin was destroyed. Walter is obviously an advantage. Why did you suddenly eat deflated? Gates of the Bright Academy, because Walter's novice protection period has long passed. Gilgamesh, as an acquired lawgiver who bears Walter's name, he is a fake. Where is there a reason why a fake is better than the real thing? Kakashi Hachiki, compared to the primordial lawgiver, Walter's Honkai energy reserve is obviously not enough, and this is his only disadvantage. Finally, Walter was caught by Celine. Celine looked at the embarrassed Walter with a smug smile on her face and said mockingly, "It's finally over, it took me a lot of effort, it's a pity that a fake is a fake after all." Celine finished taunting triumphantly, only to find that Walter had a smile on his face, and a creepy feeling crossed Serin's body. Uncle Yang. The invincible Uncle Yang, the force of the fall. Sad. Ye hey, who is calling invincible, and which one is invincible? No matter how strong a person is, he will eat sooner or later. Shinji Mikiri, is she somewhat inflated? But I just like it. Kadoyashi, be careful of overturning if it's too inflated. Gilgamesh, black mud, ha 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 ha, a fake is a fake. No matter how hard you work and be conscious, you can't beat the real thing. Deadpool, alright. As it was said upstairs, this little girl is going to be deflated. Tengyang Tianxia, original sun bullet. Feeling the ominous direction, Silen looked up, and a huge warhead from above the sky was falling at a rapid speed. Serin didn't know what it was, but instinctively told her that this weapon was dangerous. It was too late to escape, and Celine immediately opened the imaginary black hole, ready to devour the warhead and teleport to the ground behind her. Phew! The atomic bomb was swallowed by a black hole and fell through Celine's body in a superlarge land. Serin muttered, "Use the earth as a shield." Strange, why don't you move somewhere else when you have the ability to transfer space? Hiroi Suzumiya, maybe she's scared, right? Alicia, is there a difference between hitting her and hitting the ground behind her? Although the lawgivers of later generations are very cute, they don't seem to be very smart. Conan, Pure Land, if the nuclear bomb is really that scary. The lawgiver who can void can't dodge it, after all. She doesn't have that Ionaji. Joel, poor boy, you have suffered the loss of no culture. However, in Serin's imagination, the power of the atomic bomb may be a larger missile, and she completely underestimated the silver bullet. Boom! The atomic bomb with a yield of 5,000 tons was instantly detonated on the Earth. The mushroom cloud that rushed to the sky instantly overwhelmed Serin. For the first time, humanity's strongest weapon shows its fangs. The completely defenseless Celine was completely affected by the atomic bomb. Even if there is an infinite amount of Honkai energy protector, it will be seriously injured and fall on the ground that has turned into a wasteland in an instant. Loki, the bigger bullet, Gellert Grindelwald, to be honest, it's really. To see the atomic bomb detonate up close, the Muggle threat is growing. Corporal Morishita, the moment I saw the atomic bomb exploded, I felt as if I saw the glory of the nuclear recruiter. Ding-ee, the horror of the atomic bomb is not the power of the explosion, but the radiation after the explosion, which is enough to turn that land into a forbidden area for life. I'll go, isn't this Inazuma? And Walter, who was protected by the Titans, also consumed a lot, and only had the ability to hit left. He stood in front of Celine and said ruthlessly, "In order to protect this world, I have to kill you." The Star of Eden resembles a black hole. Hum. In an instant, a purple-black black hole appeared in the air, capturing Serin firmly in the middle. Goodbye, second lawgiver. The black hole continues to devour the Honkai energy, and when the Honkai energy is completely swallowed, it will be Shiline's death. Ifrit, obviously those abominable experiments. What's wrong with Silen? Ken Kaneki, do you want to protect the world? It's not Celine that's wrong, it's the world. Ji Guiyuan Ichi, there is nothing wrong with revenge, but from the time he killed innocent people, she has been unforgivable. Huayi, this black hole. No wonder it's like a black hole, it's too weak. It's going to take that long to devour individuals. Mr. E, Fuhahaha. The existence of the lawgiver is also interesting, and it was born from the human race. I suddenly don't want to destroy humanity. At this moment, a heavy punch suddenly hit Walter's abdomen. Knock Walter to the ground in an instant. The Star of Eden was also picked up by the comber. A blond man in a suit with a smiley face mask crushes the Star of Eden. The mimicry of black holes has also been lifted. Selene fell from the sky and was caught by Benares and flew out of the earth. Walter unwillingly stretched out his hand to look at Selene in the distance, but was trampled by the masked man. In order not to disrupt my plans, you must die, Walter. Just as the masked man raised his dagger to kill Walter, Siegfried suddenly appeared. A friendship punch hit the masked man in the face. The masked man took a step back and looked at Siegfried hatefully, but he didn't seem to kill him, turned into a few golden feathers and disappeared. Zeta, you can tell it's Otto at a glance. Why did he stop Walter from killing the lawyers? Honkai, he's as bad as Gagura. Gagura, hey. I'm the captain of a real Earth armory. It's the one who protects the Earth. Paimon, Otto's a terrible man. It's all evil at this time. He's as disgusting as Tosaka Takedo. Foigo, is this also part of Otto's plan? Are you also pursuing a plan to resurrect your lover? Kiana, Daddy is so good. Squash Otto. Honkai World, 500 years ago timeline, both Corinne and Francis were shocked, and they couldn't understand how Otto, a shy and cute child, had grown up to be such a bad person. Karen was skeptical of what had been said earlier that Otto was all about Kallian. Could it be? Did I make Otto like this? As soon as the screen turns, in the universe, Sirin is awakened by a hazy call. My child. If you want to gain true power, come to me. Selene opens her eyes and looks at the source of the sound in shock. That direction is the moon. Countless images suddenly flashed in Selene's mind. There was her mother, her partner who died tragically. And lonely her. Strength. If I had the strength, Virgil, throw the tile. That's right. If Sirin had thrown the tile, nothing would have happened. Kelsey, an ancient presence is luring Selene to the moon. Is this a hidden danger left by May? If you read a violent novel, go to Faloo Novel Network. May, if nothing else, it should be my final power sealed on the moon that called for Selene. Rast, poor little Selene. I can't even stand it. Kill them all. Benares flew to the far side of the moon with Selene, and a broken ruin came into Selene's eyes. At this moment, Benares' body suddenly became unbalanced and took Selene into the ruins. Selene looked at Benares sadly. She had been badly injured by Walter before, and she had flown for so long, and now she was about to die. Are you going to leave me? Selene stroked Benares' head sadly, and suddenly the hazy voice sounded again. There is no need to grieve, the real power is in front of you. I saw an irregular golden cube appear in front of Selene. Thor, poor dragon. So loyal, with the last of her strength, brought her master here. Rimuru, Benares is also Sirin's family. It's a pity that her last tenderness was also deprived. Uzumaki Nagato, can you, who have lost everything, see what your true power is? Selene leans in and puts her hand into the cube, and then comes to an empty space. A figure sits on a throne in the space, her ethereal body gradually changing into the appearance of Selene. An indescribable force frightened Selene from moving. She knew that it was the real God. God stretched out his hand and put his hand on Selene's eyebrows, only for a moment. Selene felt that four great powers were born in the void and converged on her body. I am the lawyer. God has given me the authority to harness the storm, the end of the world, the king of desire. I am the lawyer. God has given me a crown, a bow of thunder, a crushing of all things, a king of conquest. I am the lawyer. God has given me a robe of brocade, the wine of death, the sweet dream, the king of tranquility. I am the lawyer. God has given me a sword, immortal flames, sparks, and the king of plagues. Click. Selene smashes the cube and emerges from it. This time, all the great power is added to her. Strange, what kind of dimensional demon god is this? Indescribable, ever-changing, Constantine, this may be a god from a macro perspective, you can't understand him, he looks like a dragon according to what you are most familiar with. Pardophilus, wow, the power of the 4 lawgivers is all in one. How did the civilization of the 5 core lawgivers live? Eren Yeager, if she gets all the power of the lawyers, will she become the ancestral lawgiver? Ray movie, how similar are these 4 gems to the heart of God? The power of thunder and lightning is gathered on the jewel of conquest, which is incredible. Chingenhild, the one who gets the longed-for gem is simply the god of wind in the world. What a shock! Wendy, it's true that the god of wind is alive, and I want to fight the 3 major feathering laws of the origin and the end of the truth alone without falling behind, that is, I was defeated by the reverse entropy villain with a titan sneak attack. Wen Tiandi, huh? Which world line is this? So powerful. Wuha Chinli, the core of the lawyer and the spirit crystal are also very similar. The king of plagues or something, it's really in line with the of calamity or something.